Welcome to the Foundry by Forge College. Today, we are looking at how to actually find and display compressed NFTs using the DAS API. Let's set the scene. You've successfully integrated bundlers, and your users are minting compressed NFTs at scale. The blockchain is happy, your users are happy, and now you want to show them the assets they just bought on your front-end app. The logical first instinct for any Solana developer is to write a standard get account info query. You pass in the user's wallet address, ask the blockchain what they own, and wait for the list of NFTs to populate. But that query shatters completely. Compressed assets don't store individual owner data in standard on-chain accounts. Instead, they leave sparse cryptographic footprints called Merkle commitments. A standard RPC call looks at those footprints and returns total gibberish. To read those commitments, you need a translator. That translator is the Data Availability Service, or DAS API. It is an indexer designed specifically to decipher those cryptic on-chain footprints and turn them back into usable data. Without an external indexer actively watching and logging those commitments, your front-end application is entirely blind. It literally cannot see the user's compressed NFT holdings. To fix that blindness, we call the DAS/ownership endpoint. You hand it a wallet address, and it ingests that chaotic tangle of on-chain commitments, translating them into a neatly organized list of asset IDs owned by that specific wallet. That works perfectly for a normal user. But in Web3, you inevitably run into a whale, a single wallet holding 50,000 compressed NFTs. If you pull all 50,000 records in a single API call, your application will choke. You solve this with pagination. By applying a limit parameter to your query, you force the API to break that massive data request down into smaller, manageable chunks, say 100 assets at a time.
To navigate between those chunks, the API hands you a cursor. Think of the cursor as a digital bookmark. When you finish reading the first 100 items, you hand the cursor back to the API, and it knows exactly where to pick up the next 100 items without missing or repeating a single entry. This pagination strategy operates as a dual shield. It keeps your application's memory from overflowing under the weight of massive wallets, and it keeps the indexer servers perfectly stable. At this point, you have a safe, paginated list of asset IDs. But users don't want to look at strings of alphanumeric characters. They want to see the actual NFT images and titles, the metadata. The fatal flaw here is writing a loop that asks the API for the metadata of asset 1, then asset 2, then asset 3. Firing 100 rapid-fire individual requests instantly triggers API rate limits, and you will be blocked. Instead, you use the /assets endpoint to perform batching. You group 50 or 100 of those raw IDs into a single, highly efficient request, and the API hands back the metadata for the entire group all at once. But we have one more problem to solve: human behavior. When users want to see their shiny new assets, they tend to rapidly mash the refresh button on their portfolio page. If your app goes to the DAS indexer for every single refresh, you're burning through your API limits for identical data. If you've spent any time exploring the developer courses at Forge College, you know the solution here is local memory. You implement an LRU, or least recently used, cache. This acts as a shield that intercepts those repeat requests. If a user mashes refresh, the cache serves up the metadata instantly, without ever waking up the ATI. Pair that with exponential backoff, a simple script that waits slightly longer between retries when the server inevitably throws a temporary 500 error, and you prevent your app from endlessly hammering a busy network. You take batching for efficiency and add caching and backoff for defense. Suddenly, your fragile little data script is a resilient, production-ready engine. Let's look at what we've built. The DAS API translates the cryptographic chaos into readable data. Pagination safely manages the flow of that data. Batching retrieves the metadata efficiently, and your local cache defends the network from spam. The result is a lightning-fast user interface. You can point it at a whale's wallet holding tens of thousands of compressed NFTs, and it will render their entire collection instantly, cleanly, and without throwing a single rate limit error. You now have a stable ownership backbone. In our next phase, we'll take this steady query engine and scale it for high-traffic enterprise applications using real-time syncing and webhooks. You have successfully built the bridge between the raw blockchain and the visual front end.
To dig deeper into scaling Metaplex Core and check out our other Web3 learning programs, head over to forge.college. See you in the next build.